Sometimes a good science fiction story hits you like a meteor, massive, mysterious, and absolutely mind-bending. And Foundation is one of those shows. With its sweeping visuals, sprawling timelines, and brainy ideas about math predicting the end of civilization, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But don't worry, we've got you covered. This is your complete Season 1 recap of Foundation, Apple TV Plus's high-concept sci-fi epic based on Isaac Asimov's legendary books. And yes, Season 3 is on the way, so get comfy, subscribe if you haven't, and keep watching Nerdy Show for the upcoming Season 2 recap. I'm your host, Spoiler Master, and, as the name suggests, spoilers ahead. Let's begin! The Fall of a Galactic Empire. The story kicks off in the year 12,067 of the Era Imperial, where Gul Dornick, a math genius from the waterlogged, science-hating planet Synax, gets recruited by the legendary Hari Seldon. Why? Because she solved an impossibly complex theorem that proves psychohistory, Seldon's predictive math model that forecasts the collapse of the entire galactic empire. Gul travels to the gleaming capital Trantor, only to be arrested alongside Seldon. The Empire isn't thrilled that someone's waving red flags about its impending doom, and things spiral quickly after a terrorist attack destroys the Star Bridge, Trantor's gigantic space elevator. The government, in full paranoia mode, blames the chaos on Seldon and the rival periphery planets, Anacreon and Thespis. Instead of executing Seldon, Brother Day, the middle Cleon in a ruling trio of cloned emperors, decides to exile him and Gul to a remote planet called Terminus. Their mission? Build the Foundation, a vault of human knowledge meant to preserve civilization and shorten the upcoming Dark Age from 30,000 years to just 1,000. Good intentions? Wild complications. Betrayals in deep space. On board the colony ship Deliverance, heading for Terminus, things get personal. Gul develops a relationship with Rach Foss, Hari's adopted son. But it turns out Hari's got secrets, and Rach has orders. A year into their journey, Rach fatally stabs Hari, tells a shocked Gul to trust him, stuffs her in an escape pod, and launches her into space. That's right, one psychohistory murder mystery coming right up. Meanwhile, back in the Empire, Brother Day executes ambassadors and bombards the periphery worlds in retaliation for the Star Bridge attack. It's not a great look. Fast forward 19 years, while Terminus deals with strange phenomena and an approaching fleet from Anacreon, the genetic dynasty of the Cleons rolls forward. New clones are born, old ones are retired or euthanized, and the trio of Dawn, Day and Dusk continue their elegant, soulless rotation of power, but cracks are starting to show. Salvor Hardin, the Vault, and trouble from Anacreon on Terminus, the Foundation colony has grown. Enter Salvor Hardin, the Warden of Terminus, and the kind of character who doesn't wait for permission to break rules. She's smart, tough, and the only person who can resist the null field surrounding a strange alien structure called the Vault, which repels all life. When ships from Anacreon breach Imperial sanctions and show up uninvited, Salvor leaps into action. She captures their leader, Grand Huntress Farah Kian, who claims they only want to salvage parts from the Deliverance. Spoiler, she's lying. Her real goal is to destroy the Foundation in revenge for the Empire's neutron bombing of her homeworld. The Anacreons overrun Terminus and take hostages, including people with the skills to repair a legendary ghost ship, the Invictus. This massive Imperial warship has been lost in space for 700 years, and now it might become a weapon of war all over again. Religion, rebellion, and the cloning crisis. While chaos erupts on Terminus, the Empire faces its own existential threats. A religious leader named Zephyr Halima Ifa challenges the authority of the Cleon clones, claiming they don't have souls. It's not just a theological debate, it's a political threat. Brother Day, ever the strategist, travels to the holy moon known as the Maiden to crush Halima's influence. He goes so far as to perform a sacred pilgrimage meant to prove he has a soul. The twist? He lies about receiving a divine vision, wins public favour, and secretly has Halima assassinated by his loyal, conflicted robot aide, Demoiselle. Meanwhile, Brother Dawn, who is supposed to be genetically identical to all previous Cleons, falls in love with a palace gardener named Azura. But he hides a secret. He's colorblind, among other genetic flaws. It turns out Azura is part of a conspiracy to replace him with a perfect clone under the rebels' control. Dawn is captured, exposed, and nearly replaced before Brother Dusk storms in with troops. So much for stability. Remember Gal, that escape pod she was jettisoned in? She wakes up 34 years later aboard a ship called the Raven, a ship carrying a digital consciousness of Hari Seldon himself. Turns out, Rach didn't just murder Hari, he was following a plan. Kind of. Hari reveals that his real plan was to die and become a myth, guiding the Foundation from beyond. Gal, however, throws a wrench in that when she and Rach fall in love. Their emotional connection messes with the psycho-history plan, and Hari is less than thrilled. Also, Gal discovers she has a rare ability. She can glimpse the future. When Hari says he wants to start a second Foundation in secret on the planet Helicon, Gal isn't having it. She forces Hari to let her leave and sets course back to Synax. The catch? It'll take her 138 years to get there. Warships, sacrifices and secrets revealed. Back at the Invictus, Salvor leads a crew of captives, rebels and reluctant allies into the haunted warship. During a perilous spacewalk, her partner Hugo is flung into space, presumed dead, and Farah takes full control of the mission, but Salvor won't give up. She discovers the Invictus is on a countdown to jump into hyperspace, and with the help of the doomed Foundation director Louis Pirenne, they manage to steer it toward Terminus. Surprise twist! Hugo isn't dead. He had reached a communications relay and called in the cavalry, Thespin reinforcements. The Invictus jumps just in time to save Terminus and land right above the city. It's one of the season's most epic visual moments. As the Invictus hovers above, the mysterious vault finally opens. Inside is another version of Hari Seldon, a second digital copy. This Hari wasn't murdered like the other. He travelled to Terminus ahead of everyone else and lived inside the vault. Now, he reveals the big twist. The Foundation was never about just preserving knowledge. Its real purpose was to create a new civilization free from the Empire's influence. He proposes using the Invictus to fake a megaflare, making it look like everyone on Terminus died. That way, the Empire will leave them alone. Hari drops one more surprise before disappearing. Salvor isn't just special. She's the daughter of Gal Dornick and Rach Foss. Genetically, at least. She was carried to term by another woman, Mari, and raised on Terminus. Her psychic visions are actually ancestral memories.
Leaving in the comfort of home.
Revenge, loyalty, and the unravelling Empire. Back on Trantor, Brother Day returns to find the mess left by the Dawn conspiracy. He chooses to spare the real Dawn despite Dusk's objections. But Demoiselle, the robot advisor, kills him anyway, obedient to the dynasty above all else. In a chilling finale, Day learns the worst possible news. The DNA of Cleon the Biens, the original emperor from whom all current clones are made, was secretly altered long ago. That means the current rulers, Day, Dusk, Dawn, are no longer perfect genetic copies. The entire concept of a stable genetic dynasty, it's crumbling. And Demoiselle? She knows. She weeps. But she continues. In the final scene of Season 1, Gal arrives back on Synax in the year 12,240 EI. She finds her planet drowned, her people gone, and her home in ruins. But beneath the ocean, a pod waits. Inside it, Salvor Hardin, her daughter from across time. The reunion is touching and mind-bending all at once. Salvor presents Gal with the Prime Radiant, the device that contains all of Hari Seldon's psycho-historical models, and tells her they're connected in more ways than one. The stage is set for a new phase in the Seldon plan. Our Nerdy Thoughts Foundation. Season 1 isn't just a show. It's a masterclass in world building, from political intrigue on Trantor to psychic revelations in deep space. The show mixes philosophy, mathematics, war, religion, and fate into a dazzling sci-fi cocktail. Season 2 deepens the lore and accelerates the conflict. But everything starts here, with betrayal, destiny, and the crumbling of a 1,000-year empire. So whether you're here for the killer aesthetics, the deep themes, or just the killer robot in silk robes, Foundation Season 1 gave us a universe worth diving into. That's it for this episode of Nerdy Show. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, share it with your fellow sci-fi nerds, and stay tuned for our Season 2 recap coming soon. And remember, the future is math.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.